Lobbies and gentlegrams, in today's episode of the heinous hijinks of hip-hop's henny-hogging hippopotamus, the Nostradamus of nasty news reporting, the ravioli-rummaging, ridiculously rampant rider of Drake's duck, sucking the spirit out of 6ix9ine Skittles, souring the state of rap news with fast food. You know that fat dude? Big Mac of Snackademics. He is back puffing out his enlarged chest, waging war upon the West. So let's digest this restless mess next. But before starting this quest, I suggest you drop a like and subscribe because you are deafs the best. Now, Lobbies and gentlegrams, we got a lot to touch on in this video, alright? You guys might be asking, what's with all the Akadiddy content lately? And honestly, as someone who has kept up with Akademiks' career for a while, admittedly, I was a very big fan of the Everyday Struggle show with him and Joe Budden. And say what you will about that man, and we will be saying a lot in this video, but you gotta give credit where credit is due. I definitely respect his work ethic, his hustle, as much as I respect him hustling Henny bottles and horking up hamburgers. But over the last, I don't even know how many years it's been at this point, we have watched Akadiddy become the supervillain. I think he saw the blueprint that 6ix9ine took back in 2018 when he was beefing every rapper on social media. And every year since then, Akadiddy has felt more and more empowered to follow in those footsteps. It started with Meek Mill, Freddie Gibbs, then it evolved into Lil Baby. I just did a video talking about the long history of Akademiks bullying different women on the internet. Anybody could get it. And now he is trying to throw hands with none other than my second favorite rapper off of TDE, the absolute undeniable legend, Ab-Soul. And this is a lot bigger than his little back and forth with Ab-Soul. Of course, we're going to review that. We're going to review Ab-Soul's new track where he's talking about Akadiddy and the whole Joey Badman situation. But we do have to emphasize how Akademiks is putting himself, and has been putting himself over the last few months, arguably the last few years, in a very dangerous situation. The tough talking has only got crazier, the Drake standing has only gotten glazier, and you might think you're untouchable behind the computer screen, but one day out in public you will be seen. And now first we gotta look at this hilarious, could be troll, could be fake, could be very real, Akadiddy attack from TDE. Again, could be fake, but they just dropped new merch, and their newest superstar, Doechii, or as Akadiddy calls her, Doechii, is selling alligator-themed thongs. And when you look now on the TDE website, it does not say this, but I saw this picture floating around showing that they sell this thong in sizes small, medium, large, but they do not, as it says in this picture, sell triple XL for this item. And in brackets it says, sorry Akademiks. Again, this could be fake, but between this and the bars that Ab-Soul have for Akademiks today, it's safe to say TDE is hearing Akademiks' hate speech loud and clear, and they are ready for the smoke. Now, the Akadiddler has been playing a dangerous role ever since this Drake and Kendrick beef has fizzled out over the last few months. Whether it's having top 5 on his streams, asking him very conflict-inducing questions like, what are you gonna do if Kendrick Lamar pops out in Toronto at his GNX tour? Here, Kendrick Lamar is gonna come walk freely in Toronto visiting the CN Tower and Nuho King. What do you have to say about that? Knowing that top 5 is going to come in with a violent answer, it's no surprise that we haven't heard a thing from top 5 unless it's on Akadiddy streams. And on Akadiddy streams, top 5 is talking about how him and Drake are doing homework of who's in the Not Like Us music video. Kendrick can't come to Toronto or he'll be quote-unquote Swiss cheese, making threats about what's going to happen at the Toronto show on Kendrick's tour. And all of these answers are prompted by the questions that Akademiks is asking. And I think Akademiks over the last 15 years has put himself in a position where he thinks he's untouchable, right? Behind a computer screen, he's gotten away with a lot of disrespect for many years. He doesn't leave the house unless it's with armed security guards or undercover cops. Who's gonna be dumb enough to test him? Well, that confidence has got to his head, and as a result, like I mentioned before, he has been talking crazier and crazier over the years. Especially now to try and do some damage control for Drake's massive loss against Kendrick. Whether it's his antics with top 5, him saying things like Kendrick destroyed hip-hop because of this battle, or him going as far as reacting to the DJ Head and Maul debate by creating this horrible comparison of Nipsey losing his life for, allegedly, as Akademiks puts it, calling someone a snitch, to Kendrick disrespecting Drake by calling him a PDF, and Akademiks implying that Kendrick should expect violent repercussions for those words, similar to Nipsey. Now, if you can't see why it's problematic that the biggest media personality in hip-hop, if you want to call him a media personality, is making comments like that about the biggest beef within hip-hop, then I don't know what to tell you. And it's caused Akadidler some problems. Firstly, he's been doing his best to go see the Kendrick Lamar GNX concert for the last few weeks as it's been going on. First, he was talking to his boyfriend Top 5 on stream, claiming that he spent $70,000 on a booth at the show in New York. But when the concert finally happened, Akademiks was still live streaming in his basement, nowhere to be found. And he was definitely questioning whether or not there'd be some problems if he actually popped up in public to the show.
Yo, nobody noticed? We just bought a suite at motherfucking MetLife when that nigga Kendrick come. We got the whole suite. I'm popping up in there. Yo,
how much?
Yo,
I ain't sleeping.
Yo, I bought like so we bought a whole suite for the for his show when he come to New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we just trying to hear some good music, you know? You think they're gonna see me and try to press up? Like this ain't the West Coast. Extra like backup. All right, hold on. Let me look at this. God damn, I'm tight now. I should have been there.
Bro, when I logged in, I said, what the fuck is he doing on live?
Oh, I was going to be live there. Bro, I was going to be live there.
Bro, when I saw the live with the joint, I said, he's live from the car. And I click on it. I said, he's in the basement.
Fuck. Hold on. Yeah, all right. Okay, so he's at MetLife tonight and tomorrow, then Foxborough, then Seattle. Oh, then he goes to Inglewood.
Then he said, F it. Let me try to pop up to none other than the Inglewood stop on the GNX tour. And listen, I don't condone, promote, or gain pleasure off seeing violence in any capacity, but when you've been speaking the way Akademiks has, disrespecting people, West Coast legends nonetheless, like Nipsey and Kendrick, the way Akademiks has, it's no surprise that he was not able to actually go to that Inglewood show, even though he was begging Dave Free, Kendrick's business partner, for some tickets. And keep in mind, back in 2022, when Akademiks wasn't nearly as problematic as he is, Dave Free actually gave Ak some tickets to the Mr. Morale show.
I think I'm gonna pop up to the one in Inglewood. Some people offer me some tickets, but yo, Dave Free, could you hook a nigga up? I'm going to Inglewood, California. I'm popping out. Literally, I'm popping out. I want to pop out to the concert there and just see how the show goes up in LA. I just want to see how it goes. And put it like this. Yo, let me say some real shit to the West Coast. Y'all ain't gonna bet me. I'm gonna be at the Kendrick concert anyway. Yo, y'all told my disrespect, but every time y'all told my I feel like an asshole. Yo, I was gonna be at that streaming like a motherfucker. I thought it was tomorrow night. So Kendrick is there tonight and tomorrow. And for whatever reason in my mind it says, oh, we're going the 9th. It's tonight that we got tickets for.
And now third time is the charm, because obviously Akademiks was not able to get his hands on some Inglewood tickets, but now Ab-Soul is dissing him, so he's saying he's going to see Ab-Soul face to face at possibly the Toronto stop of the GNX show.
And I'm going to the GNX concert. I'm either Toronto or I'm picking another day. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to you. You ain't coming to Jersey.
So keep in mind now, Akademiks has tried and failed to go to 5 stops at the GNX tour. 2 in New York, 3 in Inglewood. Keep in mind all the disgusting things he has said about SZA in the past.
You love to eat. You are an eater. I like to eat too. But chicks like you, I'm going to go with the gut. Y'all gonna catch me with the Gucci Man gut. Y'all gonna have to deal with that. They already see my gut on the gram. Like, I've been trying to work out, like, you know what I mean? I had an in-girl on the hairs. I don't care. I'm a nigga. But y'all be fat just like me, looking like a linebacker's. Your neck thick as like an 32 pack of Franks, and now y'all acting like y'all bad. You fat as fuck.
Keep in mind all the disgusting things he's been saying about Kendrick Lamar. Keep in mind all the enemies Akademiks has made over the last year. And there's more. We're going to touch on a lot more in this video. But with all this talking, right, what you've really created is a dystopian, horrible, miserable life for yourself, where you fear leaving your house based off the consequences that words you have said can produce. Look at 6ix9ine when he went to Planet Fitness, right? I don't need to play a clip of that. You guys can look it up on your own. He got tossed in a locker room at a public gym. And that's a man who got like 5 to 10 people incarcerated off words that he said on the stand in a courtroom, right? Akademiks is simply just behind the computer screen in his basement, but he still managed at this point to concoct more enemies than 6ix9ine ever has. Where does he go, or where could he go from here aside from his basement? The level of disrespect from the words he said has only increased as the years and months progress, and there will inevitably be a time he gets checked for it. Now, it's important to preface all this by saying he used to beef with Saucy Santana. I have a video covering their little back and forth, but to paraphrase, Saucy was going in on Akademiks.
Academics, you keep talking about what the fuck Carisha said to you. Me being her best friend, that don't have nothing to do with me. In the hood and in a lot of urban cultures, when you see boys that are acting feminine, that are being messy, that are being extra and doing shit, that's what you address them as. Even as me being a gay man, I don't move like a and it's a lot of other gay boys that's feminine or whatever, but everybody don't move like you move like a and that's why bitches is always calling you that. It don't have nothing to do with nobody else. You always on the internet starting with bitch. I wake up this morning, you start with Glorilla, a girl. What the f you bothering her for? What the f you doing interviews? Keep talking about Young Miami for? You think nobody gonna press you up? We was hoping to see you at the Roots picnic, but apparently it was the wrong day. Nobody don't ever know where you at, but we all have public flyers and posters on our page. So Tuesday, Young Miami has a party in Miami. She having a Halloween party. Pull up on us. Pull up. You see what type of we dealing with right now? Pull up to your headquarters. Headquarters is in the streets. I want to be in the road. Yo, headquarters. What the fuck is somebody mean you at your headquarters for? That's the problem. See, I'm starting to think that maybe this is your aesthetic. You do the fake and then you sit in a room full of cameras and try to make a bitch crash out. You know, that's like, we from the hood. Oh yeah, that's like we tell the bitch, come in my house, cause I can do whatever I want to. You don't have to, me and you can meet, we want to meet you outside. I want to meet you outside. I don't want to pull up to no headquarters.
And even though Akademiks played it tough in the beginning, suggesting that they actually get in the ring and squabble.
Let me get an answer right now. Bro, I don't do celebrity boxing. Let's just put gloves on there. I'm not coming to your party. Ain't no lose-lose situation, man. I'm signing a waiver. You sign a waiver. Let's get it cracking. I'm down with it for you. We could do it for free. We could do it for nothing. No cameras, no nothing.
By the end of their little back and forth, Akadidi was in absolute tears.
I'm trying not to get canceled, but this does bother me. Bro, with everything we've talked about, bro, I've never cared about, I don't care what rapper got at me, bro, ever. But like, really, there's certain shit I really don't fuck with in my life, and I will never do. But like, I gotta sit here and act like, I know I'm in America, I gotta sit here and just act like I don't fuck with certain shit. I would never like it.
And this should show you when this man is actually faced with real life consequences for his words, he cries.
Yo, just please. I'm telling you, I hate certain shit to the soul of me. I can't, I'm only pretending. Because if I say what I want to say, I will never be here for y'all. But that's not my content. I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person who just have fun with y'all and some other.
And I would too if I had all that pent up hate and aggression and disdain. If I felt like the whole world hated me, there was a target on my back and I had to fight off every man, woman, and K-bot in my sight, right? And to make things worse, you might think your safe haven is your basement, right? Hiding behind that computer screen, talking crap on a camera, no one to come actually touch you. But this is where things actually get dangerous for Akademiks. Akademiks was recently swatted. The police swatted his house because of a call that they received stating that Akademiks had been attacking his sister. Akademiks does not have a sister. This was a fake call. But do you know what this means? This means that not only is Akademiks not safe at a GNX show, maybe just like 6ix9ine, he's not safe at a public gym. Maybe he's safe at McDonald's, but I would doubt it. But what this swatting means is that someone knows Akademiks' address and he is not safe in his own home. People who obviously do not like Akademiks made this call. And this means that with all the enemies he created online, his address is public information for the world to use for whatever their heart desires.
Yeah.
You guys know me a lot, man. Y'all really come out here and do this?
No, but like you guys, we tried. We have people inside trying. We're here. We got people behind the scenes. Okay.
Hands up!
Oh, Lee, man. Yo, check it out, man. Yo, today, interesting day. Number one, first of all y'all trolls, please just enjoy the stream. Yo, I'm a black man in America, man. Don't be calling no goddamn SWAT. What happened today was my police department, they claimed they got a call from a woman who claimed to be my sister. I don't got a sister. Who claimed that somebody got shot at my crib. They hit me up. My phone was off. I'm streaming 8 hours a day. You know me. I'm on the grind. They pulled up about 30 cars. You know what I mean? They had to do what they had to do. Took me out. You know, put me in custody real quick and searched the crib. Obviously, nobody gets shot at my crib. Yeah, obviously, nobody gets shot at the crib. They cleared the crib real quick. But I just want to tell y'all, man, for everybody who be swatting, like, I got to remember, number one, man, I'm not like them other streamers. I'm like a black dude that live in a white neighborhood. So when y'all call the cops, they might already think something's going on.
Now, if you guys don't understand the gravity of what this means, right, and the consequences academics could possibly face from the entire world now having public access to his address, I don't know what to tell you, but it's obvious academics has no problem with it. Still feels like he's safe, still feels like he's untouchable, because as per usual, he's talking more crap than ever. Ab-Soul recently released a track where he calls academics out by name, saying he will slap him when he sees him, and of course, academics did not take that bar kindly, went absolutely off, disrespecting TDE, Ab-Soul, the West Coast, everything. We're gonna review it all, but first, Lobbies and Gentlegrams, unlike Drake, a bunch of you guys have been telling me you've been Anita Max winning some free cash from playing mobile games, so I want to put all you guys on to something that almost seems too good to be true. All right, let me give you a little glimpse into my life. When I'm not making this content for you guys, I have a disgusting addiction to my phone. My daily screen time is higher than Drake on that album cover, higher than Snoop off the edibles. So if you guys suffer that same addiction as me, I want to put you onto something that's gonna change your life. FreeCash.com is a program that partners with mobile games that are looking for more users to play their games, and they will literally pay you to play their games for free. All you got to do is sign up using the QR code you see on the screen or using the link in the description of this video. You make an account super easy. All you got to do is put in your email, create a password, verify your email, and then you're good to go. And they got a bunch of games. My favorite is the Monopoly Go, because we're always on the go trying to make some money. Once you make an account, you just click the game you want to play, follow the directions that they give you. The directions are super easy. Usually you just got to download the game and start playing. So it's about time you put that phone addiction to good use. Again, use the QR code you see on the screen or the link in my description. Create an account and you could start making more than $150 just to play a game on your phone. So Ab-Soul just released this new track that doesn't have a name. On Genius, it's labeled as ... Joey Badman Response. And I'm very happy Solo jumped in this race. I mean, he's not really dissing anyone on this song, but of course he was featured in the Red Bull Cypher that kicked off this Royal Rumble Battle Royale, whatever you want to call it, between Joey, Ray Vaughn, Daylight, etc. And the only thing we initially heard from Ab-Soul was him telling Joey that he put him in a tough predicament, right? So it's good to hear him chime in with his own 2 cents on the whole issue. We'll break down some of the bars. He ends off the song rapping, "Carson across my belly, I'll prove I won already. Bar none, don't cross the 91 without a pass. You're gonna need credentials and premium gas, and I'ma slap academics when I see him." That's how he ends off the song. It doesn't even rhyme with the bar before it, but he just felt like he had to get that off, right? Academics needs a slap, especially when he comes to LA, as Ab-Soul was implying here. Now, Academics starts threatening Ab-Soul on a live stream. He tweets out saying, "Sounds amazing. Just remember that they won't throw a funeral for him like Nipsey. Keep rapping, little guy. We ain't seen you slap nothing yet." Now, before we get into the horrible things Academics had to say to Ab-Soul about this one bar on his live stream, let's look at a couple of the highlights from this actual record. So he starts off detailing the early days of his career when he was working on his debut album Long Term Mentality in Joey's hometown of the East Coast, and while he's in the studio he raps, then some little guys on skateboards slid in, quiet as mice. Sooner than later I would find out that they were being attentive, i.e. great minds think alike. Silence is a prophet, probably why all these guys talking. It was all a blur. Blowing big door. By the O, word to mother, they relieved the era of the pros. Yeah, I brought the high power to the East Coast. So he's talking about these guys on skateboards coming into the studio. They're quiet. They're just kind of watching what Ab-Soul's got going on. This is around, again, 2011, right? So Joey had yet to release his debut mixtape, 1999, and he's coming in with his pro-era collective to see what Ab-Soul's got going on. Ab-Soul saying he brought the high power to the East Coast. Of course, that's also the name of a 2011 Kendrick track off his Section 80 project. Then he fast forwards a bit. He says, BC out in Brooklyn, hopping turnpikes, dapping up Fly and Steezy. These are two people who were obviously part of the pro-era movement as well. Plus a little bad man name ringing bells on the internet. Remember them kids on skateboards? I was partying in like we never met. The kids on the skateboards, again, being in reference to the people in the studio Ab-Soul was referencing when he was playing his debut album, working on it, and there were some guys who rolled in on skateboards who were super quiet, just kind of watching him do his thing. So he's detailing the early days of his own career and how Joey was on the come up with Capital Steez with Pro Era, and he was admiring and learning from Ab-Soul in a New York studio. And this is really him showing, his allegiance to both sides, right? The East and the West Coast, TDE and Pro Era. He continues rapping. Come to find out, Steez, Capital Steez, was the leader of this whole thing. I wish we could have busted down before he transitioned. Fast forward, 47 on me permanently, and that's because the number 47 was something Capital Steez was obsessed with, the spiritual meaning behind that number, and Ab-Soul got it tattooed on him after Steez passed away, and Ab-Soul continues rapping, meaning if you effing with them, then you're effing with TDE. This is a competitive game. People better be in shape. Catch you a friendly fade, then keep it that way. TD East, that was a mother effing stretch. And he begins reflecting on this kind of back and forth, this friendly fade between Joey, Rayvon, and Daylight. Here he's referencing obviously how Joey was said because of how much clout that this battle that Joey started was giving TDE affiliates and artists like Rayvon and Daylight. He should start TD East, an East Coast division of TDE, similar to how Tupac wanted to start Death Row East. Ab-Soul here is saying TD East was a stretch, but then he continues saying Quill was insensitive, mentioning that bridge. Here he's referencing Daylight's bars on his track Word to Me Mother, where he rapped, if the world knew what, and then it's censored, knew what censored knew about you, they jump off a bridge too. And this is in reference to Ab-Soul's attempted unaliving of his own life in 2022. So here Ab-Soul is basically saying that bar was insensitive, right? But he continues it with saying, but y'all wasn't there when we were speaking at my intervention. Saying, of course, Daylight has been there for him, has been a brother for him. And even though that bar kind of was insensitive in the spirit of this battle, of course, you don't know behind the scenes what Daylight was actually there to do to support his brother. Then he continues saying, and Von Wick might have referenced Puff a little too much. That's because Ray Vaughn in all of his diss tracks was referencing Diddy a whole hell of a lot. And on a side note, in my opinion, Golden Eye by Rayvon could be the best song that came out of that entire battle. I don't know. Drop a comment what you guys think. But Ab-Soul continues. Because wanted all the mother effing smoke, hence why he was so blunt. Basically so blunt about Diddy, but also blunt being a double entendre with smoke. Then he references Kendrick possibly jumping in this battle, right? And says, people caught themselves trying to defend Dot, hee hee ha ha. When gang knows this straight, dancing around stadiums sold out. Obviously, Kendrick, again, being on that GNX tour, sold out that Akademiks cannot get tickets to. It's best y'all back up because, quite frankly, if he actually needed backup, y'all know he would just bring Soul out. Basically saying if Kendrick needed backup, Soul is right there to defend his honor. The blog's saying the Coastin lost. That's a bad look. The homie literally just popped out and set the stage for y'all. What the F? Basically saying Kendrick obviously did the pop out, creating this massive resurgence in the West Coast that got Joey Badman talking crazy at the start of the year. And the most exciting bar we got on this entire song was him saying, I might make Dr. Dre drop Detox and reunite Black Hippie. Don't tempt me. And that's crazy, right? Because we've been hearing rumors that that song that Kendrick keeps, previewing, the one that he previewed for the GNX trailer, Bodies, Tiramisu, whatever you want to call it. He previewed it at the Super Bowl. He's been playing it on the GNX tour multiple nights in a row. There are rumors that that's going to be a Black Hippie song. Obviously, we don't actually know that confirmed, but there have been some teasings of a possible Black Hippie reunion. We saw Kendrick reference Black Hippie on the Hard Part 6. We saw him bring Black Hippie out at his pop-out concert, minus J-Rock, I believe. I believe J-Rock wasn't there, but we are due for another Black Hippie, at the very least, track, if not full-fledged album. I do think we need that before, all these guys retire, though, right? Like, some sort of EP project where they all just get together and rap. Because we know these guys are all in the studio consistently cooking up, right? We got an album from Soul last year. We got an album from Q last year. And Kendrick. J-Rock has been relatively quiet, I believe, unless I'm just not keeping up. But it's not like Drake where they need 20 ghostwriters in the studio and they need to coordinate all these different, writers to cook up a little project, right? I think it'd be very easy for Black Hippie to give us a good 4 or 5 songs just to at least say, hey, we did it one last time. But so anyways, this was this track, right? Not very confrontational, more just Ab-Soul kind of reflecting on his ties to, obviously, TDE and Joey and Capital Steez in Pro era, saying there's no bad blood here, it's just been a friendly fade. The only bad blood is with the Akadidler himself, and of course, he did not take kindly to this. He played the song on his live stream, so he starts by making disgusting threats to Ab-Soul. Of course, Solo saying that he's gonna slap Akademiks when he sees him. Akademiks saying he will unalive Soul if he even tries. And notice this disgusting obsession he has with Nipsey Hussle as of late. I mean, I'm not gonna play you guys a lot of the clips of Akadidler in the last few days talking about Nipsey's beef with another man on Twitter from like literally 8 years ago, trying to paint Nipsey as this aggressor, then saying he was scared to actually fight the guy, even though he got on Twitter to say we talked it out over the phone, right? The mature thing to do. Akademiks conflates it with Nipsey being all bark, no bite. Keep in mind, again, this is a man who is no longer on this earth to defend himself against these claims. And a man who did not like Akademiks before he left this earth has made it very clear. Akademiks also making these disgusting remarks about Nipsey Hussle and his partner, the mother of his children, Lauren London, doing the best he could to try to tie them to the Diddy case, trying to go into all these rumors, accusations about Nipsey from like 2008, just to try to connect some sort of dot to paint Nipsey out to be a bad person. And again, this is someone who's no longer alive to defend themselves. The only people who are connected to him who are still around are his baby mother, of course his brother, his family members, and his children, right? Who can see all this stuff, all these rumors, all these disgusting things that Akademiks is pumping out online, right? No regard for what these people who love Nipsey might be thinking when they hear this stuff about someone who is no longer on this earth again to defend themselves. And now he's bringing Nipsey into this issue with Ab-Soul, right? And using it as a way to again insinuate and incite more violence. This is a dude who, again, could not go to the GNX concert, right? A man who has been behind the computer screen talking all this crap and who recently had his address leaked and the police swatting his house. And he continues getting himself in even hotter water because, again, the more he taunts that he's coming to the GNX show, the more problems he's just going to be bringing with him. So he says he'll be coming to one of the GNX shows, that he won't meet Ab-Soul in New Jersey, but instead he'll meet him at one of the concerts.
And I'm going to the GNX concert. I'm either Toronto or I'm picking another date. So you go, I'm going to be there. I'm going to you. You ain't coming to Jersey. You try to slap me, it's your last day on earth. You take your last couple deep breaths. Hope you wish your whole family. Yo, that little goofy shit y'all talking about, like, bro, it's not happening. What are you talking about?
And for whatever reason, needs to conflate one rapper rapping a bar about slapping him to someone deserving of being unalived.
And I'ma slap Akademiks when I see him.
Ab-Soul, if you ever raise a hand at me, it'll be your last day on earth. You gonna enjoy Nipsey. Nipsey, King Von, Pac, all of y'all gonna be having a good time. Stop playing. I hate you rappers. Y'all don't talk tough to nobody. We ain't see you slap nobody. Can't even hear your voice, my nigga. Stop it. We don't believe you, nigga.
Akademiks even goes as far as leaking his address again on his live stream to tell Ab-Soul to come do something to him. Do you understand how reckless this man is talking at this point? Telling the world where he is living at right now, asking for someone to come do something to him.
Ab-Soul, I'll give you an address. I dare you to pull up and try to slap me. It'll be your last day on earth. I've been praying and begging for one of y'all rap to give an example. What are you talking about? Please, keep your goofy raps, keep rhyming words, but keep it wherever the f you at, my nigga. Y'all just GNX tour with Justin Jersey, 888 Avenue, Jersey City, New Jersey, 07. You can come meet me there. You won't slap nothing. It'll be the last day you on earth. Stop rapping about doing shit to people who ain't talking about doing shit to you.
He must have like 1,000 police officers outside his house if he's that confident in leaking his address for the world to see with the amount of enemies that he has at this point. But he continues emphasizing that these guys on the West Coast are nothing without Kendrick.
You're rapping, you think you good? You ain't that good. I'm sorry. Joey Badass is showing, yeah, y'all West Coast is y'all got bars, but you need your daddy. You need your pops. K-Dot to fucking help you out. The fuck is you talking about? Who have you slapped?
Again, he's been trying to concoct this narrative forever now, well, at least for this whole Joey Badman beef, to try to make Drake look good indirectly. He's saying Kendrick is scared to respond to Joey, and because of that, all these West Coast artists have had to jump in. Meanwhile, Kendrick is silent, as if, you know, Drake was not silent when Joey Budden dropped like 20 songs on his head top in 2016. He continues trashing Ab-Soul's career, saying that he needs a feature from Kendrick. Again, showing you and proving to you why he is not truly hip-hop. This guy does not care about hip-hop. If he cared about hip-hop, you would understand the significance of a rapper like Ab-Soul. The the amazing bodies of work that this man has been producing for the last 15 years. Some classics. His album in 2024 alone, Soul Burger, was one of the best albums of that year. But of course, the Akademiks is not paying attention to it if it's not his hubby Drake.
Instead of trying to hop over here and trying to be on my you need to be on your boy's which is Kendrick, and get a feature. We don't want to hear you rap battle versus nothing. We ain't never slapped nothing. We ain't see you defeat nobody in a rap battle. We're just looking at you as like an old goof who basically never got on. At least Lloyd Banks had a couple hits.
He goes on to prove again that he has not actually listened to any of Ab-Soul's music, emphasizing that the highlight of Ab-Soul's career was the TDE BET cypher from 2012 or 2013.
The highlight of his career was being in the BT cypher, the TDE shit. This was the highlight of his career, I swear. Shout out to J-Rock. This was 10 years ago. It's over for you. You're not gonna be Kendrick, ever will. You're just the garbage can of TDE.
And he emphasizes again that he's not hip-hop because he refuses to cover the Joey Badman battle. Instead, he'd prefer to cover the Diddy case because he is the Akadidler.
Ab-Soul couldn't... Ab-Soul is a good rapper. I'm not trying to take nothing away from him. He a good rapper. He can't make a good song. He's garbage. So now, Joey Bad done gave all the rejects on the West Coast a chance to get... Leave me out of y'all battle. I don't even want to cover that shit because y'all niggas trash. I done told y'all this already. I'm covering the Diddy case and I'm having a good time doing it. Don't let me get on you trash ass West Coast niggas who can't make a song.
But the best thing Akadidler did say throughout this entire rant is that he's actually ready to get in the booth and try to battle Ab-Soul if Ab-Soul makes another diss at him. I would love to see that. Solo, if somehow you are listening to this video, please fire at the Akadidler once again so we can hear him step in the booth. That would be the absolute best thing to come out of this Joey Badman battle. Imagine the burger bars from Soul Burger against the Aka Hamburglar. Imagine the double entendres we would get on an Akademiks diss track from Ab-Soul. You think my bars are good? Just wait until the Akadiddy and Ab-Soul rap battle. That is going to be amazing.
Ab-Soul, if I hear one more word out of your dirty mouth, I'm rapping against you. I'm going to just show you. If Joey beat your ass, I could beat your ass too. Not only won't you slap nothing, you ain't out rapping shit. Get your bars up, nigga. Chat, one more mention from him about me, and I'm rapping against him. Me and you going to battle it out. I'm going to show you. One more mention, and I'm going to put him in his place.
And keep in mind, again, this man has never mentioned Joey Badman in his entire 15 years of covering hip-hop. He doesn't cover hip-hop. He covers album sales, drama, gossip, Diddy cases, Drake glazing. He does not care for real bars, right? The only time he's mentioning Joey Badman is because it indirectly makes Drake look good. The fact that Kendrick hasn't said anything in this whole battle, the fact that there's been like 20 West Coast artists going up against Joey, this indirectly makes Drake look good because it makes it look like, look, the big boogeyman has not responded to Joey, but Joey has been holding his own against the West Coast. Meanwhile, Drake was ready for any smoke that came his way. So now Akadidler wants to prop Joey up as if Daylight and Rayvon haven't been on him, disregarding the entire output from all West Coast artists within this battle, and just chalking it up to the fact that Joey has been destroying them. I guarantee you he has not heard one Joey Badman diss record to come out of this whole battle, not one West Coast artist diss record. He's only saying this because indirectly Drake looks good doing it, and that's the only agenda Akadidler wants to push here. But let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you in the next one.